So this is the circuit probe and breaker finder that was sent to me at no charge for this review. So if you've got headlights flickering or you've got electrical components in your vehicle that work sometimes and not other times, then rather than take it to an auto shop and have them track that down for you, you can pick up a circuit probe and find the issue yourself. Now what this probe is going to do is help you to detect short circuits. It's also going to help you to find the breakers, and it's also going to help you find where the short is in the line, whether it's at the beginning of the line, middle of the line, or at the end of the line. This is going to help you determine exactly where that short or that break is in the circuit. So you do have the probe, and the probe does have a toggle switch so that you can send power or that you can check the voltage. You can also check ohms. You can also check complete circuits. They also give you a breaker finder. The breaker finder is pretty neat. I'll show you how to use this here in just a minute. But it is going to help you find the electrical current, and it's also going to help you to find the breaker. Then you also get a cigarette lighter adapter. So the probe is going to be powered two different ways. One, you can power it with the alligator clips and connect it to your battery, or you can use the cigarette lighter and power it from inside of the vehicle. So they do give you the extension cable, which is going to allow you to connect to your battery and then still work to your tail lights, regardless of what size of vehicle you have. You've probably got about 50 foot of cable, and so if you're working on trailer lights or camper lights, things of that nature, then you can connect it to your battery and work all the way to the back to determine where that issue is. So we're just going to work right here in the garage and show you just a couple of things with the circuit finder and with the probe. Now, probably one of the most common experiments that people do with the probe is that they connect it to their battery and then they will power an LED light. That's what I'm going to do for you today because I don't have any short circuits in my vehicle, and I don't have any electrical issues in my vehicle. So we're just going to show you how to power a light bulb, an LED light bulb, and then we're going to talk about some of the other components that are available on the probe itself and some other tests that you could do. So I'm just going to, I have a battery right here in the garage. And when you connect that to the battery, it automatically powers on. Right here across the top, I do have 4 different modes that I can use. I have the AC voltage, DC voltage, resistance, and diode. And you're just going to toggle through those just like this. And we're going to show you the AC voltage, and we're also going to show you the DC voltage and how that works. You do also have a toggle switch right here in the center, and that toggle switch allows you to conduct a positive or negative battery current. So positive and negative battery current. So now that it is connected to the battery, I'm just going to show you how to power on an LED light. And you're going to connect the negative, and it can be connected to either leg here. And then you're going to take your probe, and when your probe is touching, you can see that there was power that went right to it. And when I hit my power button, I can power that light on. So if we were trying to determine if my turn signal was bad or if I had an electrical issue, you can pull that light bulb and you can see if the light bulb is working or not. Then if the light bulb is working, then you can go back and you can connect these alligator clips to different parts of your wire and then touch it with the probe and determine exactly where that breakdown is, where that short is in the line. You've also got another toggle switch right here in the line, which is going to allow you to do those positive and negative tests as well. Now, not connected to a light bulb or any other circuits or anything. What we're doing is just now going to check the voltage of the battery. When I push my up button, what this tells me right here is that my battery is putting out 13.4 volts. And so I do have a good battery there. And then I've also got a green LED light, which means it's a good battery. And on this other side is a red LED light. If I switch it over to my max and minimum voltage that's coming out of the battery, I can also push up. Max should be a 12.5, minimum 12.4. When I push the down button, I get nothing. And then I switch over here to my ohm meter, and I'm not testing any ohms, or I can also check my diodes there. Now on this breaker finder, the way that this is going to work is it's going to detect electrical current. And you do have a push button here, which powers it on, and you got to hold that on in order for it to work. And then you also do have a sensitivity dial right here. So if it's being overly sensitive, you can dial that down just a little bit so that you're not picking up everything. So what I want to show you here is just what this sounds like. All you're going to do is push the button, and you do have an internal speaker right here, and you're just going to hear when it gets close to electrical current, it's going to increase. You can tell that difference there. And so when you are out in your vehicle and you are tracking down a breaker or you're tracking down electrical curtains, you're going to be able to go along that line. And if there is a break or if there is a short, you're going to be able to detect that with the breaker finder. There is really a learning curve to this, and there is a lot of tests that you can do, and there's a lot of troubleshooting that you can do on your own before taking it to a mechanic. Now, there are some mechanic shops that really love these things, and there are some mechanic shops that do not. I think that they're extremely helpful if you understand circuits and if you understand wiring, and it's going to help you to locate shorts, it's going to help you to locate breakers and things which power your vehicle, whether that's going to be your headlights, your tail lights, trailer lights, or your windshield wipers, your turn signals, anything that has an electrical component to it. This is going to be able to determine where that breakdown, where that short is. Now, in the user's manual, so in your user's manual, it's going to show you how to use the circuit probe, how to use the breaker finder, how to power an LED light, how to do a quick self-test, and that's what we did with the showing the 13.4 volts. That was a self-test just to make sure that it was working. And it's going to teach you how to do the auto circuit breaker. It does have some illustrations here, which is going to be very helpful if you are checking your resistance, your AC voltage, or your DC voltage. Your diode is also going to have the diode test there, and it's going to talk to you about what that test is and how to do that test. And then here's your voltage and polarity testing. All of those things are available right here in the owner's manual. So I would keep this handy at all times. Now, when you are doing your tests, you're going to be able to connect to your battery, and then you're going to take your two alligator clips and you're going to connect them somewhere on your wire. And there is, for example, a break right there. You're going to be able to determine where that break is using those alligator clips and the probe. So super handy device here. Again, there is going to be just a little bit of a learning curve to it, but if you are interested in doing some of your own DIY works, then I would highly recommend picking one of these up and saving yourself a big cost by going to the mechanic and doing the work yourself.